Hello. Wanted to show you my Minecraft world. I've been working on it off and on for about a year to 2 years now. Uh, I think I actually showcased my world in the very beginning of this channel, and it's been a while. So I figured I'd showcase some more. I actually tried recording this video a while ago, a month ago, and unfortunately the recording got stopped. So this is take two. But yeah, I spent a lot of time. I shouldn't say a lot, but I've enjoyably spent quite a bit of time. So I figured I'd show it. I'm currently in my house. This is like the main room, crafting room. Got some storage. I'm also using a shader pack. It's the Solus shader. Um, yeah, that's why it looks maybe a bit not default. I like the way this shader pack looks. I wanted to download Derivative, but Derivative is... I can't find it anywhere for the downloads, unfortunately, for some reason. But yeah, onto the build. So this is the kind of the main room where I do most of my crafting and kind of, you know, crafting. Got an infinity pool here for any water I need. Storage. Over here is my enchanting room, which is very basic. Um, Nothing spectacular. I got my storage for my bookshelves and books, and then I have some more of the basic, like very common enchantments I want to use here in this barrel. And then if I come, so I'm gonna show you the bedroom. Oh, I love my bedroom so much. I actually wish this was like my bedroom in real life. It's so cozy. I love all the blue. It's very calming. Very, very calming. And sleep. I want to sleep right now though. I got this is kind of like all the things I can play music. I can if I want to like I can't sleep. I want to fiddle with something. I can look at an emerald. Got very pretty blue candle and blue torches and some books to read if I can't sleep, and then a pumpkin pie to munch on in the middle of the night. um, I actually really like the way the lapis looks, so I think it matches the floor quite a bit. You sit on the sofa, just relax. So yeah, it's my bedroom. Through here, so there's the staircase that leads back up to the enchantment, which, ooh, that looks so cool. The nighttime, oh man. I love the shader pack. I'll be showing you that over there in a little bit. I'll give you a brief little look at it for... Alright. No spoilers though. Just to entice you, you know? But come down here. I have more storage, and it's supposed to be like a underground library, which I have a lot more chains in here. I thought it would look cool, like hanging the chains, but I also just really struggled to get enough books for bookshelves. But now I have a bunch because I found a manor and took all the bookshelves. These are supposed to be all the enchantments in these storages, which like these are all the weapon enchantments, and then bow and crossbow enchantments, armor enchantments, yada yada yada. I don't really have a whole lot yet. It's just what are these? Oh yeah, I was gonna use. I don't have that one new particular weapon for that, but these are just generic. More storage because I'm really struggling with storage right now. I have all kind of more unique woods, which I'm really excited to use pale wood and the crimson wood. I actually have a project that I am planning on using the crimson wood for, but I don't know how to get the pale wood. I got this from a trader, so I'm excited to be able to use that though, but I really want some more. And actually, you can't really tell with the shader pack, but there's a waterfall behind the barrels, which is really cool. There's a waterfall behind these chests as well. Again, though, you can't really see it because of the shader pack, but it's... Ooh, that lightning sounded close. Uh, yeah, that's it for the library. Come upstairs again. I got a little latch here that leads down. I need to update the bottom. It leads down to the kind of like a dock, but this is a little mushroom farm down here. Nothing spectacular. Very, very basic. Mushrooms. And then I'll show you what's through that door in a little bit here. I'm gonna show you up. This leads out to the front of the house. A little passageway. My house is a little bit discombobulated, with just a bunch of just colors and patterns. I typically like a lot more symmetry and unison with my builds. I think where I was at mentally when I built this house was just very chaotic. Oh my goodness, this lightning. So it kind of makes sense why the house is all chaotic like this. This is upstairs, more storage. Of course, got like my dyes and flowers in this chest. Whatever this stuff is. I like to be pretty fairly organized. I'm noticing right now even that a lot of this organization is just like by color. Like, I mean, besides basic blocks like this. A lot of this is like color coded almost. And I got the nether items and then this stuff. But I got a trash disposal here, of course. And then I really like the glass ceiling and walls. I really like it. I got a mob grinder farmer up there, which I'm planning on encasing with like a wizard tower. Oh whoa, lightning. I plan on encasing like a wizard tower around it, so it's not just it's so ugly right now, but ooh, the rain stopped. Yeah, I think it'll look really cool with like a floating wizard tower. And then up here, this is just a tower. Huh. Speak of the devil? Question mark. This is a second layer of the tower, which there's one more. Go up again, and it leads to something that I will show you in a little bit. So much of this stuff is like interconnected. It's kind of like hard for me to show you the things in segments. So like right now I'm trying to look down not to spoil anything. But I kind of like this, kind of like station. It's my own little quote unquote teleporter. So I have all these different teleportation spots that I just TP to by the coordinates, which I will be showing you one of these, I think, because I haven't really built out a whole lot out of the other places. They're just really cool looking, or places I have planned on building things. All right, let's come down here. Actually, first, if you come back out here, the mine in the village is this way, as you can see from the signs, which I have a lot of signs going through my city, really. It's a somewhat of a city. But back here is, again, more storage, which, oh, that's where all of these are. I've been looking for these blocks. Okay, that's really helpful to know. I'm gonna have to move those. And then out here, is pathway, which this pathway leads up and around to back where we were. Down here is to the docks, which leads to this island, which I got my nether portal over there, and then this bridge over to the mob grinder, and then a stone city I'm building. But first, I will show you the last segment of the house, which is... Oh, shit. I didn't mean to do that. Well, I'll fix that later. I was trying to close this. There we go. Oh, there's lava? What is the lava? Ta-da! It's a lava fall jacuzzi. It's supposed to be like a jacuzzi. The flowing lava is really pretty. I like it. I have a lot of waterfall-esque build, like parts of my builds, which you'll see. I really like waterfalls in general. This is a lava fall, I guess. I like it. Very calming, very pretty. And these dripstones lead to the infinity pool, which is, so it's supposed to be like this pool down here is from the infinity pool, which is nice, like connecting things together. I like to do that. This ladder just goes right up back up to the house. You can walk out here, this little balcony viewing. So this is kind of like what my house looks like on the outside. It's a little disheveled. I've spent so much time adding segments that it looks like you can tell that it's Frankensteined together. But I love it. It's very pretty. Come over here, I have my terrace fields, my terrace patches, which initially I had more wheat on this one. Those are all carrots right now for trading, and then potatoes down there for trading. But these are both potatoes and carrots and wheat. And what I liked about it was, oh shoot, oopsies, you can walk up this ladder. What I liked about them is that these two that are just all one vegetable were the wheat was facing like going in this direction, so it was all crisscross. And I also have like which lane the wheat is on is also crisscrossed. So like how it's like wheat, carrot, wheat, carrot, wheat. It's carrot, wheat, carrot, you know. And so yeah, it's just, it tickles my OCD kind of like pattern. I love patterns, but it looks pretty when you come up the steps. I also have my melons, my pumpkins and melons, but it looks prettier from up here, I think. Well, actually it looks prettier over there, but yeah. My terrace patch, and then over yonder is the underground tree farm, which I'll show you in a little bit. Over here is my nether wart farm, which I don't even know if you have to have lava. I just really like the idea of like walking on the lava like this and looking down on it. I like this room quite a bit. Yeah. One of my favorites. Up there, definitely up there. It's a very simple build, but it's nice. I like it. Okay. So I come up here. This is the front of the house. I got my cat. Hello, kitty. My cat's name is Mjorna. That's Mjorna, I think, right? Yorna, yeah. Don't know where I got that name from, but somewhere. I have a building to-do lists, so I don't, if I get bored or don't know what I want to do next, I can just look at the list. But I generally just kind of like do whatever. I got these nice trees, which I didn't. I think these are definitely new from whence the last time I played Minecraft. Um, I kind of feel like it adds quite a bit because before without the trees it felt very bare. You could see more. You could like see my house, but it also like adds a lot of character. So pro and con. As you can see, so I have a barn here of some cows. It's also like supposed to be a makeshift sawmill. So I got like trees, kind of felled trees with the saw. And then I got chickens and a sheep. Hello. I have too many cows right now. I need to do a culling. And then I have a giant uh cathedral clock tower thingy, which there's numerous levels too. So I will be showing you. So you can actually come out the front of the house to the left here. I got my horsey. Hello, horsey. The stables. And then here's part of the cathedral clock tower thingy. This is one of the floors is my foundry floor. So I have furnaces, blast furnaces and regular furnaces going all the way around. And I use all of them actually, for the most part. Regular furnaces I don't use it nearly as often, but if I want a bunch of stone, I'll use it for that or bricks if I need to smelt bricks. But usually I'm just sticking with the blast furnaces, and I still use a lot of the blast furnaces, which is nice. Got some resources, but I got a nice cool glass floor. And then the pillars going around to support the upper part of this cathedral, which looking at it now, I think I need to widen these pillars. They look very thin. It looks very feeble. I'm actually not a big fan of that, but I like this center kind of connected column thing. Yeah, that's the foundry. If you come down here, it's also so you can come down around and go down the stone steps, or you can come down these wooden steps. This I like this like brass or copper, excuse me, copper kind of oxidized copper design in the wall. And the combine the wood with stone. And then I got this map. This is the map of the area. All the stuff that got built. I don't want to look at it too much because I don't want to spoil. But it's been nice to be able to look at that so I can plan ahead for like what I want to do in the future of this area. Got good ideas just because I could have that bird's eye view. So as come down here is a library and an aquarium, which is just a simple crafting station here. But here is part of the aquarium. Got some fishies in there. You can walk around to this side. There's a nice viewing station and a bed if you want to lay down and read and relax with the next to the aquarium. Get a good view on this nice soft comfy couch thing, the sofa. It's a big chair, big comfy chair. Yeah. When you come down these, so this ladder actually leads back up to here, the map, but it's a little shortcut. You come down again, bottom layer, it's another section of the aquarium. which the aquarium is actually connected from. I kind of want to add more fish. It's kind of empty right now, but everything takes time. I'll get there eventually. I think the aquarium is like one of the only things that technically looks better without the shader pack. Let's see. Yeah, I personally like the way this looks without the shader pack. Let me show you. I think it's just the glowstone is just too bright. Just way too bright. And the water is clear. Which it actually looks like an aquarium without the shader pack. Yeah. This was one of the first few builds I made after making the very first room of my house, because again I like uh built different sections of my house at different time periods. Like the underground library storage is the most recent addition to the house I've made. So I think I'll show you down here next. I'm down here again, more storage, which I kind of actually like having the storage out here because it's very useful, which I mean that's completely empty, but it's actually fairly useful to have. Here's a bunch of cobblestone. I got so much cobblestone. This is just you'll see I have so much cobblestone. But it's kind of nice because it adds character to the pathways and walking around. Ooh, this is a cool shot. I like this. Oh, you can even see like the floating mob grinder in the background. That's cool. This is a cool picture. Wow. I'm gonna screenshot that. That's cool. Down here is one other thing I want to show you over here. So you can actually like walk around. So got the aquarium here, but you can walk around and see this little valley here, which I got a house built here, and then a little. You'll see, but there's some stuff behind that bamboo and the trees and those are actually bones sticking out, but I don't really know what they're aesthetically supposed to be. I just think they look cool. I think maybe knowing that they're bones, those white stalks are maybe takes away from it a little bit, but whatever. Here is this house. Ooh, that's cool. That's a cool shot as well. Look at that. That's cool. Let's see if we can get a little bit of a further away view. It's kind of hard because there's nothing like on the same level except over there to be able to see the. Can't see the front of the house from the same Z level, but coming into the house, got some nice comfy carpet, and a bed right here. It's supposed to be kind of like an abandoned house, so you got a cobweb up here, but it's pretty small, kind of cramped. But I wouldn't even call it cramped. I think it's just cozy, you know. In a way, it's so small, it's cozy. If you come upstairs, you can sit and oh my gosh, look how cool that is! Wow. Oh, that looks like a half-eaten apple. The moon. Do that cloud. Oh, wow. So cool. But yeah, you can look out to this kind of grove. Grotto? What is the difference between a grotto and a grove? I wonder. Come on here. This is my Japanese inspired hot spring. I planted all these cherry blossom trees and whatever kind of tree that is, the petals. Planted all the bamboo. I made all this. Had all the flowers. But yeah, it's a nice heated hot spring that you can enjoy. It's very serene. I've got quite a few builds that are inspired by Japan. So I just think a lot of Japan architecture is really cool. And just Japan in general is a big fascination of mine. Through here is actually my next project, or a project I'm going to be doing in the future. I have all the blocks prepared to get, so I have an idea of what I want to do. I plan on building houses or some sort of like small huts and rooms along the edge of this water. And then this is all natural, by the way. I didn't I didn't dig this out or anything. But I plan on building some staircases down off this path and then having like a big hut in the center here where this kind of stone is. And then maybe having some more pathway to more huts and just like a storefront, or like maybe this could be like the red what's that called, the like red light district kind of. Yeah, I don't know, but probably not the red light district, but just like, you know, that kind of vibe, just not the same subject matter of shops, if you know what I mean. But yeah, I think that'll be cool. I really like how like I didn't actually find that until quite a bit later on, even from once I had already built all this out. So it was a really cool find. I think that's going to be a really exciting build to get finished eventually. That'd probably be a fairly large project to do because which are like very rewarding, but they're very, you know, time consuming. Like this church tower thingy, I plan on making it better, but it's still like I've spent such a long time on it. It's very satisfying. Which I might as well show you the upper floor of. So if you come up here again, you come up this ladder all the way up. This leads to the top of this tower, which has pathways up top. You can look out. Again, more glass because I like glass floors. Cool. But this isn't really meant to be stairs or anything. It's just something to look kind of like look at it. This is kind of like a viewing balcony, which none of the four corners of this tower have. It's just this one corner, this one side. So it looks a little wonky. Again, I plan on probably changing this tower around a bit, but look around here. Goes even higher. Which it you kind of hard to see. Kind of hard to put in perspective how big this thing is. It goes all the way up there, and then it goes all the way down to the second floor of the aquarium. So this thing is like pretty dang big, which is cool. Took me a long time to build. You can see something up there. I wonder what that is. Again, another kind of like viewing platform. Look out at. Try not to spoil anything, but it's hard when you get up to like such high viewing vantage. All right. I of course have my beacon. I plan on making it look nicer and maybe even moving it, because right now it's kind of like, what is it doing there? That's something I'm going to add to the list right now, real quick. Beacon. Beacon. I'll understand what that means. Alright, I'm gonna show you my underground tree farm now, which I am really excited about. I got some more farm crops here, which lead to some paintings on the wall, which I like to look at. Which I like this kind of like conversion to dark wood, because I had it initially as all oak, plain oak, spruce, or whatever, but it looks kind of boring and bland, so I kind of like made this gradient to dark oak. And then over here is a little noodle shop. It looks, oh, it's dark. There we go. It's better. Nice and cozy. I think a lantern would look better, but I'll add that later. So, you know, after a hard day's work, getting the crops and building and taking care of the animals, you can come over to the noodle shop. You got a little to-go pickup, and you can sit and eat your noodles. It's actually a lot more of an advanced build than I'm actually very proud of it. You got like your stove. You can come back and it's got the easy to clean floors. Got your cooking station here, your pot of water for the soup, for the ramen and ingredients you'd usually find in ramen. Except for the wheat. The wheat is supposed to be the noodles because I couldn't think of anything else. So it's like these are noodles, but everything else like is stuff you'd add except for the cookies, which is I kind of just wanted a place to put them, and this was the chest I found for that. But it's also kind of like a nice little treat if a customer wants some cookies after the ramen. I'm very proud of this build. Made me realize just how much I'm getting better at it over time. Up here is my white orchard, which is just I've just placed down a lot of snow with the cherry blossoms. Hee hee hee, so pretty. We got a natural village over there. Nothing special, nothing crazy, just a normal village. This area is super pretty at night. Let's do that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, look how pretty this is. I plan on expanding it quite a fair amount out that way and a bit more out that way, but more so over there. There's some glass here, which ignore that for now. You'll understand why that's there in a little bit. Up here, again, I got some more signage to help. But up here, this way, like you can see that Japanese inspiration. I got a makeshift pond here with the waterfalls and flowers, which I placed all this. I made all the water here. And it comes down under this bridge and flows over into this ravine. Which, speaking of the ravine, you come up here, you got some nice wooden bridge with glass floor down to look down at the ravine. You can go up here. This leads out to the open pasture and actually the spawn point, which I plan on making like a tower at the spawn point. This way, I'll show you in a little bit where that leads to. I plan on spiffing up this like exit or entryway right here, but I actually kind of like how simplistic it is because it's like inside the mountain or dirt a little bit. Yeah, be careful going over the ravine. And I kind of like it because it's like the stone pillar is like supporting it, supporting the bridge. Because I thought of like a wooden rackety rope bridge when making this. Like, again, these pillars are like supporting the bridge. Over here, I know I said I was going to show you my underground tree farm, but I'm over here already, so might as well show it to you. This is a Roman-inspired kind of stone ancient structure. I don't know what else to call it. This is, again, because of the textures, the shader, you can't really tell, but this is water here. All this is a bunch of waterfalls. I really like the openness of this. Come out here, you can see this very beautiful lake, which I plan on wrapping the stone buildings around the lake, and then I'm gonna have some sort of stone watchtower down there where the sand is at the head of the lake. Ooh. See the moon. It's went down too much. That would have been cool. Walk over here through these pillars. You can see, ignore the chest, it's just storage for this build, but ruins the atmosphere a little bit, but whatever. You got this portal, very... I don't know what to call this, it's just... I like it. It's like chaos. All the obsidian blocks, and there's some randomness, but it's also still like symmetrical or calculated. I don't know how else to put it. Which I will be going through that portal in a little bit. If you come back down, come over here, come down the stairs. I got storage in here, which is not finished yet. All the rooms I dug into are not finished. But they're supposed to be inspired by like ancient ancient towns and civilizations of people who built their houses into stone and clay. The side of the stone and clay, like mountains or rock faces. But if you come down in here, you got some different bedrooms. Which is like, this is like the most basic bedroom. In here, it's a little bit more advanced. Got an elevated bed. Some designs. And then one more bedroom, which this one is just kind of like nice and cozy. It's not as simplistic as the first one, but it's cozier than the second one. I don't really know what I'm going to add to the rooms yet. And I kind of want to change around the design. I don't know how I feel about the marble. I like the marble because it's like, you know, ancient civilization marble. But we'll see. If you come up here, come up these stairs. There's this like ritual site. The floating stones. And the crying obsidian at the center that's floating in the air. I really like the way this area looks when the sun is setting or the moon is rising. Let's see. Set. Night? Yeah, look at that. That's really cool. And what I kind of like is like this whole area is supposed to be like dark and creepy with the obsidian and the crying obsidian, and it's like a ritual site. But then there's this juxtaposition with these bright, colorful flowers. I think that contrast is really cool. Man, I'm gonna gush about this shader pack again. Like, look at that. You can see the. I'm assuming that's the Milky Way. It's supposed to be the Milky Way. God, so pretty. Up here is like an art decor house, which this has zero practicality to it. I just was trying to test and practice building something with like an artsy design. Just kind of like messing around, trying to figure stuff out. Nothing special. But over here, I have items on display, which these items I thought were just kind of too broken. I like having to remake my tools every now and then. So these tools are just too OP, so I put them on like display. And I like having I don't really like the obsidian too much, but I felt like I had to pair with the ritual site. This is right there. I kind of wish I hadn't built these so close to one another, but whatever. It's fine. I did add a bunch of waterfalls again, because I love waterfalls. I'll show it to you without the shader pack. So you can see the water easier this way. So water comes down. I placed all this water and dug it all out. It's supposed to be, get out of your egg. Actually, like, it's like coming out of the foundation of the house even, which I think is really cool. And then it flows down into this little flower bed area. I'm probably gonna make this look a little bit nicer because it's kind of looks a little weird right now, but cool. So then you come into the art decor house. You got the void. So it's like, huh. I wonder what's down here. There's a red light. What's up with this? What's going on, huh? Is it the void? Oh no! You fall all the way down. Fall all the way down. Now, which way do you want to go? Left or right? So let's go to the right. You know, water pushing you around. You got a sign here that says not this way. So it's like, okay, let me go to the left here then. And I could, alright. So if I TP to these coordinates, what happens? Oh no, I'm falling again. I actually have signs, you can't really see it, but I have signs going down the hole that are just me laughing like this. If I come up here, okay, so not to the right, not this. So you can go to left or the right. Let's go to the right. Now, this is at bedrock, by the way, so it's kind of like, ooh no, you're really far down. Spooky. I actually felt a little unsettled right then. Even though I know it's Minecraft and there's not actually anything here. Uh, oh, a door! Ah. A little button opens the door. Come on here. Ta-da! For real this time! You TP back to the house. I used teleportation. So like I've made this world is survival. Everything is survival. I've done everything in survival. except for one thing, which I'll show you. Which the next project, or actually, do I want to show you? I'll show you this over here first. I want to show you the underground tree farm last, because it's the thing I've spent the most amount of time on and the thing I've finished the most recent. And it's the biggest project I've worked on, at least straight. But yeah, everything has been in survival mode. Although I do play with keep inventory on because I don't want to have to keep getting new items every time I die. I also teleport, so I personally don't see them as cheating, though the teleportation is slightly cheating. I think I honestly don't think keeping inventory on is cheating at all. I think teleporting is a little bit, but it's more of a convenience, and I'm willing to take that convenience. Because I really try to limit the convenience to... Well, that looks cool. That's a cool shot. I try to limit the convenience to make it, more rewarding. But this is a dockway. I plan on making stairs here that lead up back to the terrace. Which also, ooh, I want to show you. Over here, I'll come back to the docks in a moment. I just forgot to show this to you. Up here, which is got the noodle farm and the noodle shop and the farm. Right here is a swing. You can sit and look at the river. Got a cool like bluff here with a lava coming out. And you'll eventually be able to, once I finish this, I plan on building a bunch more stone houses over here on this island, which will be cool to look at. Yeah, you'd sit on the swing and enjoy the view. This is a really nice view at night here like this. It's so peaceful. Oh, it just was like real life. Okay, that's enough of that. I want to wrap. So I have this. I'm wrapping it around, up to the tree farm, which you'll see in a little bit. But it's not. This is all ugly and haven't built this out at all yet. I also plan on completely updating this tunnel right here. This is actually one of the very first things I did was dig this out after building my room, which this leads up to my bedroom. But my room of the house, it was initially just like a 6x6 hole in the mountain or in the wall, in the ground. Like this was basically my house, like a 6x6 area. That was the very, very first kind of living shelter I had in this world. And I dug out down here to lead to the docks, but I gotta update that. It's all ugly right now. But whatever. Got the sugar cane going here. You go over here. You got a automatic sugar cane farm, which is nice and handy. Which also was, I learned a bit about blocks because I never really was into redstone in Minecraft, and I didn't know all these blocks with like the viewer observer or whatever. Yeah, it was a learning experience, but it's very extreme. It's extremely basic. So over here is like a bar on the water side, which I really love how it's like underneath the water level. I think that's so cool. Hello, fishies. Got some fish friends here. It's very basic. I plan on like maybe adding tables. I might expand it out by a few blocks and add like a table or two. Maybe like 3 or 4 tables actually to sit at. I'm gonna do that. And if you come back in here, you got your kitchen, got a cake and cookies. Nothing but cookies. So this is more like a pastry shop than anything. In a bar. It's like it's like a nice cozy pastry shop that sells like, you could get maybe some sweet drinks, bubble tea or something, or you could get like some sweetened alcohol beverages, but not like beer or anything. It's like supposed to be like a like the what's that famous Russian drink? It's like a Russian. It's like creamer with like I don't know milk and then vodka or something. Not vodka. What was it? Not bourbon either. It's some syrupy kind of beverage. I don't drink alcohol, but that's the only one I would drink if I did. But this is so it's like a nice cozy kind of vibe with some pastries. Uh so this is like a dilapidated bridge that leads to my nether portal. And I like how it curves. I think the curvature is actually perfect. I was really struggling. Well, I actually didn't struggle at all, really, to get the curve, but I was thinking I would. So it was very, I think it really turned out well. You can get a better view of like it being dilapidated from the side. Got like these broken pillars down in the water. This shader looks really pretty underwater. Wow. Whoever made this shader, I've been gushing over the shader so much, but seriously, I think shaders are so cool in Minecraft, and whoever worked on this just did a really, really good job. I haven't tried out a bunch of other shaders. I'm willing to bet any shader is just really pretty. Here's a nice wooden bridge, which initially this was just a singular line of dirt that went out across, but I updated it to be like a wooden bridge, but I kept the dirt, which I like. It makes it a bit like unique. Initially, I didn't have these wooden stairs, and it was all these like support beams were one layer lower, but with the stairs, it looked weird having these support beams be so low at, so I added another layer, and I like the original more, but it was very annoying to have to jump over the dirt blocks constantly, especially as I was going back and forth across the island to get resources for this build. So here's a little fancy entranceway to the mob grinder. Whoa, that looks weird. That looks trippy. I plan on making this down here all like fancy. It's extremely basic right now. Got some, I think, soul sand to make it go up faster, but does make a huge difference. Over here, I plan on adding a mural, some sort of mural, which I don't. My only idea right now is to add just a shit ton of paintings, but I feel like that's kind of boring. I don't really know what I'm gonna do. I just know I want it to be a mural of some sort. So, some type of mural. And then if you walk down this pathway, you got the docks, which are nice. Maybe a boat. And then these stairs lead up to the stairs that you can go up over yonder. Go up here, up these stairs. I want to change this wood to something that matches this stone better, but I haven't found the right wood yet, so we'll see. But these, I like having, I kind of, yeah, I like the stone. It's not all basic stone and got some different types. Like these are andesite blocks here and got some po polished stone or I don't brick stone. I don't remember what it's called, but yeah, these stone these stairs lead down to the dock. You come up here, up here. These stairs I plan on having them lead to more houses up here, which I haven't built anything yet up here except for I am planning on having a gate. So this is going to be like a main castle out here. And there's like a gate, which again, I haven't built the gate yet. This is just a rough idea to remind myself that I want to have a gate here. A big old stone wall separating like the main village from the castle. We come down, back down the stairs. This stuff isn't going to be here. There's just to prepare. There's a little note there to remind me of like what I want to do later on and an idea to have a class 4 floor with this soul sand fire underneath it. I had all this on fire here, but it was too much fire. I actually liked walking down the steps with the fire here, but from the view from the house and over you know, by the town, it looks really, really weird. It's just too much fire. So I'll figure something out. I might like take all this dirt out, add some glass, and then half a stone slab to block some of the fire, so it's not as obnoxious to look at from over there. But here's like a watchtower to look out across the river. Get a nice view. Pretty simple. Nothing too. It's not it was more complicated to have to build up, and I got to change quite a bit of stuff like on the middle floor and whatnot, and so the real only difficult part was like changing stuff higher up later on. Here's the first stone house I've made, the only stone house I've made so far, which the first edition was real tough, real bad. And this is the second version of the house, which I really like. Is actually I had to look at a reference picture. I'm glad it turned out so well, and this is the only build I've made with a reference picture. But it made me realize I want to build more with references because I really like how it turned out, and I couldn't have made this without the reference picture. Got like a nice chimney on the roof here. I looked at pictures of stone houses in England to get an idea. If you come in here, come down, you got a little table to sit at and some storage. A nice chair to sit and read. And a nice comfy bed. You look out at the window at the setting or rising sun. Which, setting sun. Yeah. So yeah, I'm really, really happy with this build. A lot. I'm actually like really scared of part of why I haven't built more of this Stone City island is because, or Stone Town, I guess, is because I like it so much. My perfectionism is kicking in, and like I don't want to ruin it, and I'm scared to fail. But it sure looks nice from up close and from afar. I'm excited. Excited. Uh, so I know I have the underground tree farm to show you, and there was something else I wanted to show you. What was it? I don't remember. There's some stuff in the Nether I can show you as well. Show you that stuff there. Oh well, whatever. I don't. There's one other thing, but I can't remember. But whatever. So yeah, I like this like middle ground of flowers here. Kind of separates the two paths. But you got the paintings again in the noodle shop. You come down the stairs, you get more paintings. You go up either side of the stairs you want, left or right. And again, it's like a gradient. which turns into stone. And all of this is just stone. So much stone. So much stone. Got some granite and some dorite. However you say that. It's just everything else is stone. Because... Bum-ba-da-bum. Oh yeah, so I plan on adding stairs down here to go to the docks. That lead to the docks down there. But... Da-da-da-da! Come down here. It leads to... an underground tree farm, which I have already spoiled by saying it many times. You can't really see the walls and the ceiling, but I carved out a lot of designs into them. And the ceiling, which you can see, there's skylights, skylines, skyline. I think they may be the same thing. Skylight. I don't know, but carved out this really intricate design. Which there's even skylights in the center there. Now, turn on the HUD for a second. From where my crosshair is, this layer, and up, I used flying, like creative mode, to dig all that out. That is the only time I've used creative mode in this entire world, is to do that. Because I dug out all of this, and then down, and then I looked at the ceiling and was like, oh, I want skylights, and also it looks super boring being a flat roof. So I needed to do the ceiling first before I dug all this stuff out. But especially because of the skylines, because if I didn't have those and it was just this upper ceiling part, I could build like a floor below it and dig it up, but I decided to go into creative mode and fly around. Now it's nice. It looks really cool without the trees, but even with the trees, it's super cool. I've always loved having underground tree farms in my worlds, but this is by far the coolest one I've made. In the past, it would just be like a couple trees and then I quit, which I just have been really big into building. But yeah, there's multiple layers. So this whole layer is all spruce, or that's spruce. This is oak, regular oak. This floor down here is spruce, which I'll show you in a second. If that's the main entrance where we came in. This is a back end entrance, which leads to behind this house, where the hot spring is and the cathedral. It leads back behind this house. It's a little secret entrance here. Tree farm, back entry. There's another, since I'm already here, I'll show it to you. If you come up these stairs, you can go back behind, this is back behind the farm, or the barn house. And if you go up these stairs, it leads to the cherry blossom. The snow cherry blossom area. Which, yeah, I've almost everything is connected in some way, which I really like because it makes it really feel like it's a actual like inhabitable town or city. So yeah, come down here. There's a little ladder here. You come down, explore the spruce area. Which I like that the oak is all lit up by torches, but this is all lit up by glowstone. Which I like. And look up. Again, this is really cool without the trees. You can see really far up. Because there's another floor. You go down here. Got some dark oak trees. Which this area is quite bland. but you can't really fit a whole lot of stuff in here with how big the trees are. And I kind of like this, like opens up into a natural cave, which kind of like goes to show kind of like how far down you are into the cave, like you're in a cave down, opens up into a cave. I like that. It's cool. I decided not to close that up, and I'm glad I. Cool. But oh, by the way, I have chests on each like floor for the specific trees. So you got the birch saplings, and then there's some sticks. I think the chest up here is inside the wall. Yeah, it's right here. Yeah. So if you come down to the dark oak floor, the bottom, quote unquote bottom floor, wink wink, you got your chest here, right behind the wall, which I don't have anything in it yet because I just never cut these down. But if you come down this ladder, oh my goodness, what's down here? An underground jungle. It's an underground jungle. Oh my gosh. I'm still in awe. Because I finished this project, this room, I finished it yesterday. So I'm still like in awe of that initial completion. I think it's probably one of my most spectacular builds. It took me about a month to make this, to dig it out and to place all the bricks and to get the plants and place all the, yeah, it took me about a month to do all this. And I learned to do the ceiling first. Because, before I had to use creative mode to dig out the ceiling. So I did the ceiling first and then I went down. Oh man. I love it down here. This shit is why I love Minecraft. Building things like this and the hard work it took to make it, but the payoff. Because all of what I've made has been hard work, but it's been a lot of smaller projects, and I build upon those smaller projects with other smaller projects. But this was a very hard, dedicated, big project I set out to do, and it took me a full month to do it. But I added some vines on the wall, which I plan on adding more higher up. I just haven't done that yet, but yeah. I love this. I love it so much. I've been looking up a lot, but you can see there's got some water here. Lanterns, nice and cozy. But it's still kind of like dark, like a jungle would be. It's a bit more dark. A bamboo. Got some mossy blocks and covering some of the stone up because the jungle is overgrowing the stone a bit. And oh, what's this? And this is the chest for this floor, this level. Because I got the chest on each level, and this is where the chest is for this one. It's got a lot of more of the building materials for this room than the others. The others are just purely for the saplings, but if I want to make any changes, I have those here when I'm ready. I like the separation of having like the big, like the separation of the small and the big trees. Because if I just crammed in a shit ton of big trees in here, it wouldn't look right. I think it would be overcrowded. So it's a very nice combination. Like I was very meticulous. I wouldn't say I was super meticulous, but I was fairly meticulous about how I wanted the trees to make sure. Well, okay, so I was more meticulous about making sure I didn't oversaturate and crowd the area. But I got some fungal spore blocks. I think that's what those are for lights to light up. And I got some hanging lanterns, which I'm probably gonna make some of these hang down lower. I placed these when I was digging all this out. It is 45 blocks down. I dug 45 blocks down, and then I think it's about 40 across in each direction. Okay, yeah, so you multiply the sides. So it's 40 by 40 times 45. So 1,600 times 45, which is, I don't know, a shit ton. I I basically I dug out so much. I mean, the it took me like 3.5 weeks to just dig it all out. It only took me like 5 days to decorate it and place all the wall. Oh man, I love this. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I'll show you like all those chests from earlier. Yeah, all these were from that, and then I filled up like I want to say four or five more full chests full of just blocks. Like got some here, got some here because I dug up a lot of andesite. I also burned, like threw in lava a bunch of blocks as well. But yeah, I love that build. It's awesome. So there's one other thing I want to show you. Down here in the Nether. You come down here. I like this because it looks like it's a painting. It's going across the wall. I really like that a lot. So pretty. But yeah, if you come around here, ignore how basic this is. I want to add some stairs. That's a pathway. Up here, up these stairs. Up here, this teleporter, which I like this design, leads you to here. Or back over here. Excuse me. The Stone City. It's a little shortcut. I got more shortcuts. I got two other shortcuts I'm gonna show you. And then, oh, I also have a teleport back to the... I need a TP to the... But I'll show you that in a minute. It's gonna be a long video. I like the cobblestone here because it's like... It's the Stone City we're going to. So if you come down here, we can use this here. Railway system I made. It'll take us on a journey. Up here. Now it's up here, you might ask. Another teleporter. to a natural teleporter I found out exploring, which I plan on building another village in this area. I plan on making a lot of houses in like the main city hall town over there. But I made my very first build I made over in this part of the city, over this spawn area, I guess, is this windmill. It looks good from a distance, I think. It's hard to kind of take it in from up close. I'm still not entirely sold on the spruce, but I don't want to add oak, and I don't really. I might change it to dark oak instead of spruce. Kind of like that idea, but I keep the spruce planks. I just want to replace the spruce wood with dark oak, maybe. But I want to have a lot of spruce in this area. I want to, because I usually have a lot of dark oak and like dark stone over in my main town. So I want this area to be like bright and like a lighter color palette. So I want to use the spruce, but we'll see. I think I actually did a fairly good job with the actual like blades part to make it look like it's turning. And in here, I don't know what I'm gonna add, but I plan on adding like some sort of station, crafting station, or some sort of special block like you would have in an actual windmill for the grindstone. So we'll see. Then I'll just kill myself to get back to the house quicker. Which, out of context, that's a crazy sentence. The nether portal takes you... There's another portal with that very basic pathway to another portal, which leads to somewhere. I can't remember where. We'll go there in a minute. I just don't want to cram too much stuff in this video and it gets boring. That'll be the last thing I do, because I don't actually remember where it leads to, and I don't think I've built anything there yet. But this is something I've built quite a bit out on. I got a nice pier. Made a nice pier with this special ocean stone, whatever it's called. You walk down on the pier and fish if you'd like. I'm very happy with how this turned out. Very, very happy. You can barely see the actual temple over there that I looted all this stone from. And a sunken ship, which is cool. It adds a lot of character to this area. But this is part of an ocean temple I'm making myself. I don't plan on making the actual temple. This is just like I want to make an ocean castle, really, but it's turning more into a temple. Yeah, you can see it on the map here. I've mostly just dug out, or I've mostly just made this entry this entry hall, and then you got a throne. This is supposed to be like a throne. You sit on the throne. It's the ocean throne. I like that it like goes straight out to the pier. So like, it's like the Ocean King sits on his throne and he runs out to the pier and into the ocean. He dives into the ocean where he belongs, but he also rules on the land as well. But yeah. I don't really know what I plan on building for the rest of the temple, like out over there, over back in here, back there, anything. Over here, probably just like some generic rooms. Well, this is supposed to be like a temple, so it's supposed to be like nice. I don't know. Um, I have no real desire to work on this project anymore yet, so we'll see. Oh, that looks sick. Whoa. I feel like the stars are lining up behind it. What is this? I've never noticed this like, whoa. I want to build something on top of that mountain. Whoa. Oh, what's over there? Oh my goodness. I love exploring. Oh, whoa, that looks sick. Dude, it looks like a cove, like a pirate cove. You got the lava? Oh my gosh, this is a really cool area actually. What the heck? I have not explored over here at all. I had no idea. Okay, I'm actually a lot more inspired to build over here, but wow. Okay. Future me will be doing this, doing that. I plan on making, like, working on this world for years and years and years to come. Something I actually just recently have heard a lot on YouTube is like your forever world. You've probably are actually quite frankly annoyed with me by saying that right now. Probably because of just how much people talk about it. But this is my forever world. Where is it taking? Oh no! Okay, this is my. I plan on making this into a dwarven city down here. You can't really see it because it's dark. Let me turn this off. But there's. Oh wow, it's really dark. It's as bright as it gets, whatever. Um, I plan on making this into a dwarven city. I've never seen such tall, like, stone structures. I don't know what these are called. They remind me just so much of the stone pillars in like Lord of the Rings and Kaza, the dwarven city that they run through. Khazad-dûm, I think. So over here will be all this is natural too. You really can't see it because it's so dark. Sorry about that. Um, it's actually really dark for me now, even. I don't know why, because I have the brightness all the way up. In the past, it was super bright. It looked really pretty. You could see really well. But over here, even, there's like a natural bridge. It just looks like a natural bridge. Yeah. Really, really cool. Um, I'll show you. I might as well show you what the other, what I was talking about before. Onto my teleporter. I got the with sand. This is it, I think is what it was. As you can see, I've got so much places I want to build and live in. There's just too many. Oh, there's also a Elden Ring reference down here because I thought this area reminded me a lot of the consecrated snowfields in Elden Ring. This is look at this portal. I found this. I don't know if this is really normal or not, but look how big this thing is. I've never found a naturally occurring portal this big. I mean, I obviously had to go get more obsidian to replace it, but this area is actually one huge island. There's a big ocean past these mountains, and I think over in this direction there's this huge, just sheer drop off into the ocean of like a stone cliffside, and it looks really pretty. It reminds me of the stone, you know, that really famous stone cliffside, I think in Scotland. It reminds me a lot of that. And I just thought this area was really pretty with the mountains. Um, You can't really tell how pretty it is because can't really explore it, but I just really love the rolling hills. If you had a better grasp of just the area as a whole, I mean, you know what? I'll do this just to fly over if I can find it, even. I want to show you the stone cliffs because they are really pretty. I really do think they're over this way. Yeah. Oh man, look how cool this is. Look at this. Look at look at that. That's so cool. Let me get closer. Hee hee hee. It goes up so high. I really geek out on... Oh my goodness, there's one other thing I gotta show you. I got so much in this world. I really geek out on environment. Uh, okay. Ooh, I think I did. I think it's game. Let's see. Yeah. I don't... Again, like, I don't normally go into creative mode to, like, do stuff like that. I would have just ran normally, but because it's a video and I don't want to take up too much of your time, I did that. But out this way, also, I like having these arches here so you can go underneath with the boat, because before you couldn't really get around the bridges because these were all just one flat row of blocks with different patterns, or the dirt path. You'd have to like get out of your boat and go walk across the dock and walk, or like, I guess this wouldn't be a dock. What would you call this like pathway here? A stone. I don't know what you would call that. But you have to like get out of your boat, break the boat, come over to this side, then place the boat, then get back in it. But with having those archways, they can just go right underneath it. But what's nice is I have something to show you over there. Something I built, not just naturally occurring. But I thought this was cool, the way this looked. Is naturally occurring. Goes into the mountainside. This big old hole. Water goes down it. But this is over here. You can see it there. You follow this river around my island. I have a lake town. And what's really special about this lake town is it's in the very center of this lake, and each four corners of it goes in a different direction. So you got a direction out there, got a direction going out there, and then you have a direction going out that way, then you got a direction going out that way. And so it's an X. It's a giant X. And X marks the spot in the center of the lake. It's so cool. So yeah, this is the fairly far along. Not super far, because I'm not really enjoying this build process very much, but I just mostly just want to do it for the end result. I got some, like, fishing town houses. Each one is kind of like got its own design, and they're floating on top of the water. These are supposed to be, these like jungle blocks are supposed to be like buoys. And you got the glass floor in each one. Look down with the glowstone. And then this is supposed to be like the chief's hut. This is like the big honcho's house thing. It's all jungle wood, by the way. And I was thinking about doing it with spruce and regular oak. because I couldn't find a jungle. I spent like 4 hours looking for a jungle, but I was very stubborn, and I was like, no, I'm gonna build this with jungle wood. So I want to have something different than the normal wood I use, and I also think jungle wood would look nicer out on the lake. And I was kind of right. I like the jungle wood more. So I'm glad I was stubborn because I eventually did find a jungle. And then that also is what gave me the idea of like going through that struggle of not being able to find a jungle for so long, gave me the idea of making my own jungle in the underground tree farm. But yeah, this was my world. I hope you liked it. Um, oh shoot. It's one other thing I want to show you. Oh my gosh, there's so much. I mean, it makes sense because I've had this world for like 2 years now, I think. And it's I've played on it on and off, so it's hard to say how much time I've spent on it in one go, like in a congruent timeline. I couldn't even give you a good estimate. It could be 300 hours, it could be 600 hours, it could be 200 hours. I genuinely think it's 300 hours or more, but I don't know. I really don't know. It could be anything because it's I've spent like, you know, 50 hours in a week or two in this world, and then I don't touch it for 3 months. So, uh, I didn't really want to show you the mob grinder itself because it's very, bland and boring. I just have a special sword. The thing I wanted to show you was the world's tallest diving board. Once I'm done getting my XP and loot, I just say Geronimo! Yay! The world's tallest diving board. It's really easy to get down, but takes a little bit to get up. Yeah. That is my world. I'm honestly really happy. I lost the first version of. Oh my god, there's still more. I forgot to show you. This way is the mine. I'll just show you just the outside. So this pathway leads to the village. This is kind of like an inside joke here. This is like a mine that's supposed to be collapsed, and it's like don't enter, don't go in there. But this is the main mine. Uh, and when I was oxidizing all the copper, I just placed all the copper down, and it looked really really cool. All of this was copper. I dug out all this, but it was just bright red copper, orange copper, and it looked really cool. And then there's just my mine shaft to the actually a Skulker City or whatever it's called, like the Shulker City, whatever. And then I got my dog here, which I named my dog before I placed him here. Okay, so it's just extremely ironic. I didn't do this on purpose. This is what just happened. But I named my dog PETA, like the activist whatever group of just supposed to take care of your dogs. I don't remember exactly what PETA is, what it stands for. I just know it's for animal welfare. And I leave him in here. I never bring him anywhere. He's just sitting in here alone in this cave on this. I never feed him. I never pay attention to him. So it's just extremely ironic that I've left him in here for so long. And his name is PETA. It's like animal abuse, basically. Which is not funny. Animal abuse is not funny. I just crazy that like it was totally an accident that just happened to be that it turned out this way. And his name is PETA, which again, it's like I named him before I put him there. And then I got my, villages for mending. And this is just a generic village, but as I was saying before I remembered there was even more to show you. Yeah, I am glad that I lost my last recording because I made just a lot of the stuff since then that I get to show you. And yeah, there's a lot of updates I did to different parts of the build. Sorry, I'm whispering now, by the way, because my family member just woke up, or is going to sleep, I mean. Gotta be quiet. But yeah, I hope you liked it. I hope you liked my world. And yeah, I'll probably make more updates. I'm thinking about making some videos to showcase me actually, like maybe a time lapse of me building stuff, but I kind of want to keep it very spontaneous, and I like to play while I'm listening to podcasts, so maybe not. We'll see. But I hope you liked the video, and I hope you liked my world. It was very special to be able to share it. I'm looking at this video length is just mind-boggling to me. So it just felt like it was like 20 minutes I was sharing this with you, but it's been like an hour and a half or more. I probably plan on cutting down some of this stuff. And I'm fairly certain there's more stuff that I forgot to show you. But whatever. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed. Have a good day.